Hello, and welcome to Overlooked Headlines. We're the podcast designed to share headlines from America and around the world that have been disregarded or overlooked, but are critical to our lives and well-being. It's our mission to inform with the headlines and then inspire through biblical words, which we call His Lines, that once heard and applied will help to strengthen our faith in God as we navigate this journey called life. Now, here's the host of Overlooked Headlines, Jeff Bass.
Welcome to Overlooked Headlines, where we go beyond the noise and into the truth with headlines others ignore. I'm Jeff Bass with three great headlines for you. First headline, first-time homebuyers are older than ever because of affordability crisis. The typical age of first-time homebuyers reached a record high in 2025, according to a new report from the National Association of Realtors. The median age of a first-time home buyer rose to 40 in 2025, up from 38 in 2024, according to the NAR's profile of home buyers and sellers. The median sale price of a home currently stands at over $400,000, up more than 25% since 2019, while the average 30-year mortgage rate is roughly double what it was in late 2021. As recently as 2021, the median age for first-time buyers was 33, according to the NAR. In 1981, when the survey was first conducted, the median age was just 29. Over the past year, first-time buyers accounted for only 21% of the market, the lowest share since the NAR began collecting data. However, the NAR warned that delaying home ownership until age 40 instead of 30 could cost Americans roughly $150,000 in equity on a typical starter home. The historically low share of first-time buyers underscores the real-world consequences of a housing market starved for affordable inventory, said NAR Deputy Chief Economist and Vice President of Research, Jessica Lotz. The share of first-time buyers in the market has contracted by 50% since 2007. Today's first-time buyers are building less housing wealth and will likely have fewer moves over a lifetime as a result, she said. Many are suggesting that all levels of government should prioritize lowering lumber costs, zoning reform, and labor availability. We'll keep our eye on this headline. Our next headline, elaborate $40 million international scheme perpetrated upon Americans' elderly. Man, that's horrible. In a significant strike against financial predators, the FBI has arrested 19 people for allegedly orchestrating an elaborate international scheme that defrauded more than 500 American seniors out of an estimated $40 million. The operation was executed by the San Diego-based Elder Justice Task Force in coordination with over 100 law enforcement personnel from numerous partner agencies. Now, the bust highlights a relentless and growing national crisis, the systematic financial exploitation of the elderly by sophisticated criminal networks. The action underscores a renewed federal focus on protecting a vulnerable segment of the population, the elderly, from deceptive tech support and refund scams that can drain a lifetime of savings. The FBI described the conspiracy as, quote, an elaborate international tech support and refund scam. Such schemes typically involve criminals contacting the victims, often by telephone or online pop-up messages, and falsely claiming their computers are infected with viruses. Matter of fact, I recently got a call like that. The fraudsters, posing as legitimate tech support from reputable companies, then convince the victims to pay for unnecessary repairs or services. In my case, I hung up. In refund scams, perpetrators contact previous scam victims offering to recover their lost funds for an upfront fee, thereby victimizing them a second time. The international nature of the operation suggests a very complex network capable of laundering money across borders and using technology to mask its location and identities. Authorities estimate that seniors lose approximately $40 billion annually to financial fraud, a figure that includes fake lotteries, fraudulent charities, and false investments. Now, the success of these scams relies on psychological manipulation and the exploitation of trust. In a similar recent case, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of California detailed a $30 million telemarketing fraud where perpetrators used the real names of government employees and authentic-looking attorney credentials to convince timeshare owners to pay fictitious legal fees for non-existent settlements. These tactics are designed to overwhelm a victim's skepticism, making them believe they are dealing with actual official entities. The mass targeting of seniors for financial fraud has evolved with technology. Decades ago, con artists operated through door-to-door sales or mailed solicitations, but now the internet has globalized and automated these crimes, allowing scammers to reach millions of potential victims with minimal cost and risk. Unlike other forms of theft, elder fraud often goes unreported due to victims' shame or the fear of losing their independence, making prosecution and prevention uniquely challenging. The arrest of these 19 individuals represents a very critical victory in the ongoing battle to safeguard elderly Americans from predatory crime. It serves as a stark reminder of the persistent threats that faces seniors and the continuous adaptation of criminal enterprises. For the public, the message from law enforcement is very, very clear. Vigilance is a communal responsibility. Family members, bankers, and neighbors are urged to maintain open communication with seniors about their finances and to report any suspicious activity. While law enforcement agencies are leveraging task force and interagency cooperation to disrupt these networks, the first line of defense still remains an informed and watchful community that's committed to protecting the dignity and the financial security of its most experienced members, and that's seniors. Leave us your comments on this very disturbing headline. Now, let me stop and thank all of you for your continued support of Overlooked Headlines. Stay connected with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And hit that notification bell. Follow us on Instagram. We do an IG Live every Monday at 5 p.m. Leave your comments and share. Now, if you like the content we provide, click on the Buy Me a Coffee link on the Overlooked Headlines Instagram profile. By doing so, this helps us to provide more great content for you. Stay where you are. I've got more Overlooked Headlines.
Still to come, our top headline. And don't miss his lines right here on Overlooked Headlines.
Here's our top headline. New research finds eating peanuts can sharpen memory and boost blood flow to the brain. Groundbreaking research from the Netherlands, that's right, the Netherlands has demonstrated that the daily consumption of peanuts can significantly improve brain vascular function and enhance memory in healthy older adults. This discovery offers a potent, accessible strategy for individuals seeking to protect their cognitive health against the ravages of time, that's aging. The study provides compelling evidence for the power of food as medicine. Published in the respected journal Clinical Nutrition, the findings reveal that incorporating a specific type of peanut into one's daily routine can lead to measurable improvements in how the brain functions. All, check this out, within a matter of weeks. Researchers employed a randomized, controlled crossover trial, considered a gold standard method in clinical research, to eliminate bias and to ensure the results were directly attributable to the peanuts. Now, for 16 weeks, one group of 31 healthy adults aged 60 to 75 years old consumed 60 grams, which is roughly 2 handfuls of unsalted, skin-roasted peanuts daily. Another group abstained. Then, after a break, the group swapped regimens. The outcomes were striking. The group consuming peanuts showed a 5.8% improvement in verbal memory, a critical component of daily life and communication. Perhaps even more significant was the change observed inside the brain. Using advanced arterial spin labeling, MRI, a non-invasive technique that measures blood flow, scientists documented, check it out, a 3.6% increase in global cerebral blood flow. Now, to understand the importance of this finding, first, one must grasp the concept of cerebral blood flow, or it's called CBF. This term refers to the steady delivery of blood and thus oxygen and vital nutrients to the brain's vast network of neurons. A robust CBF is a fundamental pillar of brain health. The study's lead author explains that as people age, the vascular system that supplies the brain can become less efficient, a key contributor to cognitive decline and the onset of debilitating conditions like dementia. Now, the findings suggest we have a direct lever to pull in the fight to maintain a healthy brain. Thus, the question is, what makes the humble peanut so potent? Well, the answer lies in its unique nutritional profile. You see, peanuts aren't true nuts, they say, but they're legumes, and they are packed with compounds beneficial for vascular health. They are an excellent source of unsaturated fats, the same healthy fats celebrated in olive oil and avocados, which are known to support flexible and responsive blood vessels. Furthermore, peanuts are rich in an amino acid that the body uses to produce nitric oxide, which is a powerful signaling molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation. The study specifically used skin-roasted peanuts because the papery skin is loaded with natural plant compounds with antioxidant properties that combat cellular damage and further support vascular integrity. The timing of this research could not be more critical because the world is facing a dementia epidemic. According to Alzheimer's Disease International, the number of people living with dementia is projected to skyrocket from 55 million today to 78 million by 2030 and a staggering 139 million by 2050. This looming public health catastrophe threatens to overwhelm healthcare systems and devastate families. In this context, the discovery regarding peanuts is profoundly hopeful, and it empowers individuals to take a proactive role in their cognitive health. The study participants simply ate their daily allotment of peanuts in the morning or afternoon, either all at once or spread throughout the day. The compliance was excellent, indicating that this is a practical and sustainable intervention for most people. The benefits extended beyond the brain, with participants also experiencing meaningful reductions in systolic blood pressure and pulse pressure, which are key indicators of cardiovascular health. The nutrients in nuts that protect the heart also directly support brain function and your memory. Nuts are rich in antioxidants like vitamin E, which combat oxidative stress linked to cognitive decline. Additionally, they contain healthy fats and other compounds that support healthy blood vessels in the brain and may help reduce inflammation, both of which are crucial for maintaining sharp memory. This research adds to a growing body of evidence celebrating the brain benefits of certain foods, joining recent studies on nuts and beetroot juice. It shifts the narrative from treating neurological disease to preventing it, from complex pharmaceuticals to foundational nutrition. So, the path to preserving our most precious asset, our memory and mind, may indeed be found in a handful of peanuts. In an era of medical complexity, the simplest solutions often hold the most profound power. Trust me, I'm going to start eating some peanuts. Don't move. His lines are coming up.
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, then we'll think you'll love connecting with us on our social media platforms as well, because we post frequent news bites, tips, and alerts to keep you informed and inspired. Now, let's get back to more overlooked headlines with Jeff Bass.
Now, it's time for His Lines, where we take a closer look at these headlines from a biblical perspective, taken from the Bible, which is God's Word. Today, we shared a headline concerning the elderly being scammed. Even though the world may marginalize, mistreat, misunderstand, or even take advantage of the elderly, God has a different perspective. In His eyes, the aged or elderly are not forgotten, but favored, not burdensome, but blessing, not relics of the past, but they are reflections of His faithfulness. While society often celebrates the new, God calls His people to cherish the seasoned. The elderly among us are living people of wisdom. They are vessels of virtue, and you could call them keepers of kingdom stories that continue to shape generations. Scripture reminds us that how we treat them reflects the reverence we have for God Himself. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 32 declares, "Stand up in the presence of the elderly and show respect for the aged. Fear your God, I am the Lord." This verse powerfully ties respect to the aged, to reverence for the Lord, teaching us that caring for the elderly isn't a cultural suggestion, it's a spiritual command and an act of worship. Thus, we are to honor their history. Proverbs 16:31 reads, "Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life." The elderly wear the marks of God's faithfulness in every wrinkle, every story, and every memory. You see, when we honor their history, we acknowledge that time with God produces testimony, and testimony produces treasure. And also, there is help in their humility. 1 Timothy 5:1 says, "Never speak harshly to an older man, but appeal to him respectfully, as you would to your own father." Aging can often bring limitations, physically, mentally, or emotionally. But instead of pity, God calls us to show patience. Helping them in humility means serving them with gentleness, not from cruelty or superiority. Actually, helping the aged is Christ-like care clothed in compassion. Every elder is evidence of God's enduring grace. So let's honor their history and help in their humility, remembering it's important to God how we see them, serve them, honor them, and show them the love of Jesus Christ. That's his lines. For Overlooked Headlines, I'm Jeff Bass, keeping you informed and inspired. Be blessed and bless others.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you've been informed and inspired. Like us, tell a friend, and connect with us via Facebook, YouTube, or email us at neveroverlooked@gmail.com. That's neveroverlooked@gmail.com. Check us out next time on Overlooked Headlines with Jeff Bass.